Guys, and welcome back to yet another Viltrumite Invasion video. For those of you who didn't watch the last video, I'm just going to explain what Viltrumite Invasion is real quick. It's a Roblox game made by Coatzilla Studios. A game based on, well, Invincible. It's primarily a roleplay game, but as well as a fighting game, as you can see. You can do multiple different things, obviously roleplay, different rooms like the jail cell, council room, throne room, all sorts of stuff like that. Customize your character, different classes and roles. There's also characters you can play as, such as Adam Eve, Green Ghost, and War Woman. You can also conquer different planets. Oh, seems they're all conquered right now. There's also two main factions that you can optionally join, which is the Rebellion or the Empire. You can see I've joined the Rebellion, and I get a cool little chat log thing. I'm a Rebellion squad leader. Anyways, I'm here today to kind of show people how to get better at fighting. So here I have my alt account in front of me, just to show some more basics of fighting and whatnot. So first, let's go over the moves that we have. This moveset is given to both the Viltrumite role and the Unopin role. Dornian and Ragnar have two different more movesets. I will go over them. I will not be going over the characters because I did not buy them. Alright. So Unopin and Viltrumite, they have the regular fist, filled with 4 different moves. Well, 5. The regular M1 punch. That punch that I just did, which was an M1, more of an advanced M1 punch, which will knock back your enemies like that. There's also the kick. I believe that's a high kick, and then the low kick. They both do pretty good damage, pretty considerable damage. Based on my last video, I concluded, I'm not entirely sure, but each M1 punch does 5 damage, I'm pretty sure, including the special M1 punch. Each kick does about 10 damage. Now, well, from what I'm assuming, there's one more move. That's 5, right? Yeah. One more move. Counter. Shown like this. Basically, when someone comes up to you and punches you. That didn't work. I cut this bit out now. Crap. There's one more move. Alright, it's called counter. Basically, your arms go like this. Someone punches, it does a lot of damage. I would say maybe about around 15 damage, I'd say. And it sends them flying. Well, obviously, stuns them. Stuns in this game, I should mention, have completely different times. They can be a second long, or like 10 seconds long. You know, very valuable to know. It's very hard to tell. It's not really anything that does more stun time than another. Now, those are the 5-minute abilities. They each obviously have a cooldown, with the exception of the standard M1. This also takes a while. Obviously, you can't watch. Oh, I'm sorry for that one more thing. Block kick makes it so you can take more damage. I can't do that on time, but yeah, take more damage. It could be useful. I don't really use it too much, and I'm not really gonna use it in my fighting style. I'm gonna show you. So, my fighting style that I use before I got this new fighting style that I just picked up was lock on. Right? There's 2 different versions. You can be locked on to someone or not. I used to, and sometimes they'll do lock on to people. Alright. So what I'd like to do is I call it the well, I don't really call it anything, but basically keep suppressing. Don't give them a chance to breathe or anything. And I still have a similar tactic to that. Basically, I go usually with a kick, hit them with another kick, continuously punch them, fly at them, not give them a second to breathe, of course. Why would I? Now, I'm not gonna kill him. Just he's probably about to kill him. Well, probably about to kill him, but yeah. And then, for example, if they were to knock me down, usually people would come over and start fighting, punching me. I don't know what just happened there, but usually what I like to do is save it for when I'm on the ground and stunned. He's gonna die before I can show you. But yeah, when I'm on the ground and stunned and can't move, that's when I like to use the counter bite. That way, punches them back, gives me a chance to breathe and take less damage. Get back up, fly at them, and attack. Alright? It's a pretty effective method. Don't get me wrong. I love this method. It's awesome. The only thing is, people are adapting and I've been using the same method. There is this one method, though, that I've been seeing around. Well, I talked about this a minute ago. Heal up. This one method, basically, is you don't target lock. And you fly at your enemy back and forth, kind of like hitting them in a... Kind of like, what's that one sport called? Not really sport. Is it? Not fencing. Jousting, yes. Kind of like jousting. You just kind of hit them. Although there's a big difference from this and jousting, besides the sword. So in here, instead of punching, I don't typically like to punch. I actually... Hold on, I'm lost. Instead of jousting, it's kicking. Or well, that's what I like to do, at least. So I would not be locked onto them. And instead I'd be like this, alright? So I'd fly at them, you gotta time it well. Like that I didn't do. I didn't hit my fist out. Kick has a pretty decent hitbox. So it'll hit them, and that does 10 damage. And then once they're on the ground, that's when I go in for the punching. You can also lock on if needed. And if they ever get away from you, again, if they somehow manage to back up, if they counter you, like, here, I'm going to show you. Maybe they hit a counter. They'll send you flying. You crash. They've gained themselves some breathing room. So, it's just the same thing. You kick them. I think it might be the high kick. That is. Actually, which one's which? I want to say that's the high kick. Okay, it's the high kick. I want to say that's the one that knocks them down, primarily. I'm not sure. I might just be talking crazy. I'm not sure. But yeah. See if this. Oh, okay. So this X one right here, I believe that's a high kick. I want to say at least. When you're in the air, it kicks downward. So I assume that is well. Yep, it is what knocks them down. So that's the best way to do it. All right. To bring them down, they'll be stunned, and then you can attack. Now, as for you gotta dash and kind of time it correctly, which is the thing. It has a pretty good hitbox, so it should be pretty forgiving. I'm trying to think of a way. I just kind of know when to do it. I'm trying to think of a way how to show it. About when you get... No, that was actually pretty terrible. Kind of like that. See, it was pretty... I kind of missed him a little bit. It's pretty forgiving hitbox. So you just knock them down, and then... Well, they're down. And of course, beat them. There is one other thing I should mention for both of these fighting styles that I showed you. That I will always follow. It's one rule. Never let your kick cooldowns or your M1 cooldown be like just sitting there. They always have to be recharged because they do more damage and give you more of an edge. And the more damage you do, obviously, the faster, the more likely you are to win. Actually, I don't just go on the replay. But yeah. So of course, try to get as much damage out of it as fast as possible. Kicks obviously doing more, so you want to have them always recharging every second of the fight. You don't want to hit kick as soon as you get it. It'll say you kick, you're fighting your enemy, and then all of a sudden they're flying away, they're backing up. Obviously you don't want to kick them, you want to get close to them and kick them. Yeah. So now let's go ahead and move on to the Actually, before I should mention, there are 3 different classes: Tank, Martial Artist, and Kick Maniac. Tank, instead of having 100 HP, has 110 HP. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. I think they actually changed it, unless I'm just tripping. But they take 10% less damage to punches. So if someone's to punch you and not use any kicks or anything like that, you'd have 110 HP, essentially. Martial Artist deals 15% more damage. So their average punch does about, 5.75 damage? And then the kick, it's like, 11.5% damage? Not bad, not bad. And then the Kick Maniac does 12 damage. Okay. Let me go with Kick Maniac. I actually shouldn't have activated that. Oh well. Let's move on to Dornian. Dornians always get this little jetpack, even if you don't have the morph activated. Oh, I guess they removed the fists that the Dornians get. Alright then. Well, that's fine. The mace is still a pretty good weapon. It does a lot of damage. Has a few attacks. Alright. It's kind of the same deal though. Fighting styles. Whoa, that's going on here. There we go. Fighting style is kind of the same, just the more powerful weapon. However, this more powerful weapon doesn't get as many buffs, like countering or whatnot. I actually missed that. It's not. I'm not sure if it's. I don't really use Dornian too much, so I'm sorry, but I can't really advise for it. But my suggestion to counter it would probably be just the good old counter. Why does it not work? Yeah, counter, and then you just charge at them. Hope you don't die. Stay away from their mace because they do more damage than your punches. Oh, I am frozen. There we go. Alright. But, yeah. They don't have as many abilities, or, well, not abilities, I'm sorry. As many things. But they're still dangerous. Possibly even more. Now let's go for the Ragnars. These guys are powerful. They do more damage overall, more kick damage, more punch damage. They have claws. Sure, it has cooldown, but it's not very slow. So they have a ground pound ability with a very interesting cooldown. These guys are really annoying to fight. And then they also have a grab ability, which they can then use to throw you. Dude, damn! I forgot how much damage these guys do. That did a lot of damage. But yeah. I'm just gonna wait for this cooldown. They can also grab you. And then, I believe they actually fixed it. So they can no longer throw you across. I'm sorry, not throw you across. You used to be able to grab someone and kind of. You used to use your other ability to be able to smash them on the ground. It was pretty cool, but pretty annoying, I will say. Now, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, unless they updated it, that is all of the abilities they have. These dudes, however, prove a real threat to even the Grand Regents, which have a significant health and damage boost. All they gotta do is grab you, throw you, it just might have been a glitch, smash it down on you, and then hit you with a bunch of deadly slashes. However, the one good thing about them is, the one slight advantage you have, is they can't do finishers. Well, is that what it's called? Finishers? I want to say it's called finishers. Yeah. Whatever it is. So for Viltrumites and Unopens, I will actually test right now if it's for them too. But for Viltrumites and Unopens, when you basically get somebody really low. Here, I'll give a quick example. Actually, this would be easier if I just make it stop flying. But yeah. As soon as they get weak enough, no matter what ability you use, it does that. And they still have about 10% of their health left. But it instantly kills them. The Ragnars, it doesn't do that for them. That's good-ish. Now we're about to actually learn together if this works for the Dornian. I'm almost 90% sure it doesn't though. Yeah, the mace. Oh, that's another thing. The mace isn't very good at aerial combat. It's better for ground combat and close quarters. Okay, yeah, I was correct. It does not do the finisher thing like the Inopin and the Viltrumite does. Anyways, so the best way to fight Inopin would obviously be in the sky or flying around, because that hitbox is not forgiving for them. Now, come back. Inopin is basically just Viltrumite but better. The best way to deal with a maxed out Inopin, which means they have 2.5% more health than you. I'm sorry, 2.5 times more health than usual. That is only granted though upon going to 20% health or lower and surviving. They get 20% more max HP. That's what it is. Alright, so anyways, that is most of the stuff, most of the more basic stuff, and the advanced stuff that you would need to know in order to properly combat. Of course, you whenever you get downed, the most important thing is to counter. If you have counter. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really use the, what is it called? What is it? The block ability. So I'm not actually sure if you can block. I do not believe you can block during when you're down like that. So it doesn't really do much. Blocking is better for if you're trying to maybe not really regain health, because it will still do damage. But yeah. It's more of if you need a quick break, maybe regain some of your cooldown, maybe get somewhere or something like that. Yeah. Of course, you still take damage while blocking, and it's just significantly less damage. Well, it's always better to. He just tried to punch me. That's why I got punched out of there. It's always better to, counter rather than block, if you can. But the counter has the slowest cooldown in the game. So yeah. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.